Hey everybody! Hope you're doing awesome. I am down here just putzing around in the studio a little bit, trying to figure out a few things. So I thought, I'll go live and I'm going to open up a Let's Talk Tuesday. So if you have questions about something you're working on or anything else, please feel free to ask them. I have my other screen over here that I can kind of see who's on and who might be talking. So let me know if you have any questions or anything. I'm not doing a close-up demo today. Right now, I am actually just hanging out, doing, just kind of playing around. So while I'm doing this, I figured if people have questions about some things that they are working on and they need a little bit of help, that I am happy to lend you a hand. So let me know that you're here. You know, say hi, say a little something. Hi Lisa, how are you? And just let me know what you're up to. But actually, I'm just kind of messing around with an idea for actually this weekend. So I figure I better do a little playing around here first before I do it and see if I really like it or what I am going to need to change on it before I actually do it. So if you have any questions about anything or something you're working on, definitely we can call this a coaching session. I'm happy to help. If you have anything that you are working on that you want help with, you know, feel free to post a picture in the comments, and I'm happy to take a look at it and give any input that you might need. Hi Tina. So yeah, make sure if you're working on something and you need some help, let me know. I'm happy to help you. And post a picture or whatever. I'm actually just gonna play around with some color ideas. Let's see. Hey Deb, how's it going today? If you guys can hear me okay too, I have my phone a little bit farther away than what I normally do. Let me know if you can hear me okay. So like I said, I'm just kind of playing around with some ideas today, and while I was working, I figured I'd hop on here, see if anybody has any questions about anything or needs help with anything. Can consider this kind of a coaching day. Hey guys. Hey Howard, how are you? Tina, busy, yes. Yep. It's kind of a weird, you know, I don't know, it's Tuesday, but it doesn't necessarily feel like Tuesday. I don't know if it's just, you know, working from home. Things feel a little bit weird, but it's all good. All good. So, all right, let me see if anybody has anything posted. Thanks, Katie, for that. Yes, I can hear you. Good. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So like I said, I'm just kind of playing around with an idea for the Creatives Weekend that's coming up. And something really big I'm working on is our Bring Your Own Brush Club that I'm going to be opening up here. I've been working on it the past week or so, getting everything ready, getting workshops already loaded for new members to take right away. doing ideas for each week. Try to do 3 different projects a month. Working on getting some guest artists, and so we've got a lot of good stuff going on. A lot of good stuff going on. It's exciting. All right. So someone asked, why use a black background? I like to use a black background just because for me the colors pop more. You can use a white background if you want. I prefer black because I use a little bit of that black as part of my outline for some things, and then sometimes I leave part of the black open. It just gives it another dimension for things, and I like it. I like black background. I'm kind of impartial to that, so a lot of you that notice some of my painting stuff, hi. I was just trying to see. I just like the black background. So I think it gives your paintings another value, just another tone of value to use. Howard, you're doing well. Good, I'm glad. Lisa's here. Awesome, you guys. Awesome. Yeah, if you, once you kind of play around a little bit, I kind of feel like if you try a black background, especially if you're using bright colors, I am really, really impartial to, close my door too, I hear noise. I'm really impartial to bright colors. I was just talking to Tina, who's on here right now, yesterday. I have just a thing for bright colors. I gravitate toward bright colors right away. So, I don't know. It's just what I like. It's just kind of my style, and it's just kind of what I do. So, let's see. Where's my green? There it is. So what other questions do we have? Silver, hi, welcome. I hope you're doing well. So I'm kind of adding a bunch of dots. I'm trying to do kind of some value changes using dots rather than doing a paint blend. I'm going to try to do it where your eye kind of blends the colors versus my brush. So just working and trying something different. Tina says, I love the black background too. Yeah, I do too. All right, let's see here. So I don't know if you guys can see. I'm just kind of adding dots right now. So it's kind of fun. So yeah, like I was saying, working on my Bring Your Own Brush Club this week, and that's been really, really fun. Adding lots of projects in there for people to jump in and start doing right away, but then each week we're going to add new projects and coaching time and all that good stuff. Because I always feel like people will try to do stuff on their own, and then they'll try to learn by themselves, which, you can. It's okay. You can try it that way. But I feel like when you're just looking for free tutorials that are like YouTube videos or whatever, they're effective, and you're copying exactly what you see, which is, it's fine if that's the way you want to go. But I always just feel like you never know what you're doing, the reason why behind it. there's a reason why there's certain things that are done, and I feel like lots of times people just don't understand why they're doing things the way they do, and then they can't really figure out when something goes wrong why or what is going wrong, why they can't get it to look a certain way like the person that was doing the video was able to get theirs, and then they get frustrated, and I hate that. I hate the fact of people getting frustrated trying to try something new, because lots of times when people get frustrated and they're not successful after a little while, then they quit, and that's not good. We don't want people to quit. If anybody saw my cupcake video, hey Bonnie, if anybody saw my cupcake video this last weekend, you'll know that I started. It did not go exactly the way I thought it was going to go, but we didn't quit. We just kept working away at it, trying to get it to do what we wanted it to do. So, and it did. It eventually did. It just took us a little bit longer than what we thought it was going to, but we got it. We got it. So, it was fine. It was fine. So, all right. So I'm gonna getting the inside done and figuring out where do I wanna go from here. So I think I'm gonna actually bring this lighter stuff out here just a little more. And I'm just using the tip of my round brush. To kind of pull some of these colors out here. And I'm not mixing them, I'm just dabbing the color on top. So that we get all just different kinds of colors next to each other, and your eye will do the translating. Your eye will do the mixing. So I'm not sure if you can kind of see that, but let's see. Let's bring a little more of this orange out here. Get some really big dots in there. Hear my boys running around upstairs like crazy people. All right. Yeah. So I'm just kind of playing around with some ideas here of what I want to do. And I don't always do this, definitely doing a live, but I thought, let's do a Let's Talk Tuesday, and if someone needs help with something, I can hop on and help you or answer questions. If you have questions about anything, and I should really check my screen here. Are you working on a 6x6 paper? Yes, Tina, I'm working on a 6x6 paper that I painted black. Flat black. Yes, and I actually have been asked, I've been asked by a few people now with these black papers where I get them. I make them. Yeah, somebody had suggested, actually I think it was Tina, you should sell them, I would buy them. Perhaps that's coming. Alright. So, let's see. Come on back. I'm going to bring in a little more light, just a few little light spots here. Can you guys see that at all? Where from your angle? Just a little bit. Like I said, I'm doing this for good this weekend. I'm doing this one a close up this coming weekend. But this is going to actually kind of help me see how long it's going to take to do this, because I may not be able to do the entire thing live this weekend. So I may have to do part of it live in the creative weekend and then finish it over here somewhere so that I can get it done. An hour is really not very long when it comes to doing some work. So I'm gonna do a little more bright stuff in the middle here. And you may not think this, but value, light and dark, is playing a huge role right now in this painting, because your eye begins to mix the colors together. If anybody's ever seen any of George Seurat's work, Post-Impressionism, all dots, painted in all dots, one of my favorite artists. Beautiful work. He's known for one of his most famous was Sunday on the La Grande Jatte, which is Sunday on the River. And it is one of my most favorite paintings in the whole wide world. It's the painting I got engaged in front of, actually, at the Chicago Art Institute. And yeah, so let's see if anybody... Hi, Bonnie. I think I said hi already. If you're here, if you're watching, please say hi. It's always good to see new faces. Howard is new to me, and always nice to just say hello. So, all right, I'm gonna grab a cooler. Do I want that one? No, I don't think I want that one. I think I want this one. You're kind of getting a sneak peek of what it's like to play around with ideas here. And this is kind of one of my favorite color palettes. I love teal on the black. I love the bright green on the black. I love yellow on the black. It's just really kind of pops and brings a lot of stuff forward. It's kind of fun. And I'm kind of jumping out of my comfort zone here just a little bit, using colors and things that I'm not quite used to. If you can take a look there. So definitely jumping out of my comfort zone. I want to buy a paint dauber to make circles. What do you recommend? Right here. These little sponge. Trying to think where they had a huge, not a huge, but they had a big assortment, like a bag of them. I want to say Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby or Walmart, one of the two, had different daubers you could buy, and they have the stick on them. They had everything. I don't know if I have my really tiny ones in here or not, but they had real big ones and real tiny ones. It's kind of nice. A whole assortment. It was really pretty cheap. I want to say maybe $6-7 maybe for a great big bag full of them. Yeah, I would suggest the ones with the stick. Oh, that's not good. Just went all over my painting. The ones with the stick that you can control by dabbing them with the stick, with the dabber. So that is my suggestion, Lisa. Oh shoot, I just got some black. That's okay. Actually, I'm just going to take my little blob that I blipped open when I hit the top of my paint open, and it just kind of blupped all over the place. So, what else you guys got for me? Playing around here. I don't know if these colors are definitely out of my range here a little bit, but it's okay. That's why I do this, just because that way I can kind of figure out what I'm doing before I do it. Like I said, if anybody caught my video this past weekend, it was pretty funny. Just make sure I'm not missing any. Hey, Lori. Yeah, just making sure I am not missing anything here. So yeah, I'm just messing around with kind of mixing things up a little bit, and sometimes I also have to let things dry so that they can be painted over, otherwise it gets all muddy and mucky. And like this one got a little bit mucky, so what I'll do is I'll let that dry, and then I'll come back and just kind of paint over it a little bit. Kind of have to do things in my own way. But yeah, I love playing with black canvas or black. Hi Kathleen, how are you? Love playing around with black background. Love it, love it, love it. I also like using bottle paint when I do my acrylics. I like it, one, because I can water it down if I need to, but I can also use it a little thicker if I need to. So that's also kind of nice. And yeah, so I'm also trying to play around with just a little bit looser style than what I'm used to, just to do something different, which, you know, can backfire for sure when you're not used to it. But it's okay. That's what Art's an experiment, really. So sometimes that happens. But what's everybody working on? Tina, you love watching. Thank you. Yeah, you can see my mess ups and but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna come in with just a little more white on the side here. Just kind of play around with that a little. And just try to play around with making my colors bright and not making them muddy. That's kind of the goal here. And also kind of bringing back some of that black and things too going on. I just used for the Creatives Weekend, I came up with a tracer to use for people that want to do this painting for this weekend. If you're not part of the Creatives Weekend, that's a group here on Facebook. I highly suggest you head over there and join. There's a giveaway right now with a few things that the artist made the last Creative Weekend that you might want to check out. You just put your email in and you're entered into that drawing. So I would suggest hopping on over there. Easter, hop in. See what I said? And then get entered because there's some really cool work that's being donated by the artist to give away. So, and I have actually the cupcake painting, then my little cupcake love note that I did this past weekend is in that to be given away. So not a bad trade-off. Email for a cool piece of artwork. So let's see. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Oh my gosh, somebody was running across the floor. I swear. There's like no insulation between floors here. Let's see. I'll just bring a tiny kiss of pink there too. Let me check and see if anybody's asking. Hi Ash, or hi Abby. Who else is joining us? Anybody? Is there any questions? Let's see. Love watching you in action. Thanks, Tina. Yeah, like I said, if anybody has a question about something that they're working on, this is a great time to ask for a little bit of help. You can post it right in the comments, and I'll be able to see it, and I can give you a little help with whatever you're working on. I love doing that too. That's one of my favorites, and it's not saying, not ripping on your work or not, whatever, but lots of times when you're working on something, you've looked at it for so long that after a little while you can't see things that other people might see right away. And so it's always kind of nice just to get another set of eyes on your work and have them just give you a little bit of feedback. Tina's great with that. Tina will send me things and say, hey, what am I missing? What should I add? What should I do? And she's awesome with I'll give her some suggestion and she will just go right to it and take that suggestion, and then she'll be really happy that she did, because it just, like I said, having somebody else get a little sneak peek at your work and then have them give you some suggestion on how to change it a little bit. That's great. And if it's not the suggestion you're looking for, you just don't do it. Take what works for you and leave the rest behind. And that's a big part of our Bring Your Own Brush Club too, is personal coaching and getting help with just things that you are working on, as well as, you know, our lessons each week that we will do. So that's a huge deal. There we go. Just making sure there's no new questions or anything going on. All right. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of funky. I'm kind of liking that. I am kind of liking that. All right. Next direction. Where do we go from here? Oh shoot, that's where my little black drop went. Found it. I'm gonna put some of that light color in there first. And I'm going to bring a little of that pink in there. Bring a little yellow. We'll go with the light colors first on this one, and then we'll go in with the teals and darker colors and add a little bit of that purple. And I had yellow on my brush, so I got kind of a little bit of a brownish purple, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of fun. All right, now we go in with our teal. Teal is kind of our main color, but I am using it in with other colors, just so that there's a kind of a difference between the two. But I'm also using it along with some of the lighter colors as well, so. In this painting, because I'm doing so much mixing, I'm just using my small round is when I'm using for putting my paint on and kind of mixing and blending and things. Come on and bring some of that black back. And bring a little bit of shading in there. What else you got for me, guys? Any questions? Anything? Ooh, let's bring a little dark in here. I think we need a little dark in here. Give it a little dimension in there. Ooh, that's kind of nice. And actually, take just a little of this yellow and bring just a line of that yellow and then redo the white on top. There we go. Kind of do the same on this side too. Liking that a lot. Liking that a lot. Okay. Now I kind of think about where things are overlapping, what would be darker, what would be lighter. And the way I like to do my lessons and the way we're going to do them in the Bring Your Own Brush Club is I will do Facebook Lives so that you can ask questions as I go. And then everything is recorded, and then what I'll do is I will use those videos and I will have them available. Lots of times what I'll do is I will edit them so that all the jibber jabber conversation is out of them. And then what I will do is I will use those videos as the step-by-step so that you can go back and rewind and, you know, look at stuff over and over again. So that's how I like to make that work. And then also you can, you know, I'll have the tracer templates available. You know, all that stuff is figured out for you. You don't even have to worry about trying to figure out how to draw stuff. It's all done for you. I want to make it really, really simple so that you're just having fun. You're just having fun. You're painting, you're learning, you're creating, you're with a group of people that are just like you. And it doesn't matter what skill level you are, whether you're a very beginner or you've been painting for a little while. Everybody's on their own journey. And wherever you're at is where you're at, and we will go from where you're at and love you where you're at and take you to the next level. So that's what the goal is with that club, is to just be, and especially now, I just feel like we all need to be with people who get us and who are fun and just wanna do what you like to do and get better at it and just be amazing. So, hi Leah, thanks for joining me. And I'm not as good as you. I'm not as good. I don't care. That's not the point. That's not the point of painting. It's for you, not for anybody else. You do it because you want to do it, because you enjoy doing it. Oh, let's see. Could be a mistake adding a little bit of orange in there, but we're going to try it. Yeah, it's okay. That's all right. see if anybody has anything they need. No? Okay. All right. Take a look at that, guys. Isn't that really awesome? Man, that's really pretty. All right. Lots of times I like to blend also with a nice, just a clean, wet brush. I can pull colors around a little bit. That's why I also like the bottled acrylics, because I can pull colors around and blend them how I want to blend them without without making a big mess and having stuff not work. So I do like to do that. All right, I think I'm gonna bring just a little teal in here. And overlap this petal just a little bit. There we go. I'll just bring that black in. There we go. All right. Okay, this one, let's see. What do we want to do? Let's see. I'm going to bring a little bit of this green in here, I think, first. Now, you might be thinking green and flower petals. Well, our petals are not exactly your normal flower petals. They're definitely different colors. So for me to add some green to the flower petals is not really that big of a deal. Let's see, I might add just a tiny bit of white to this one, and we might leave that one just the way it is. Which I think that I am. All right. So a couple of the tutorials that are in the Bring Your Own Brush Club now is the rabbit I just put in there. The pear that I painted. I don't know if I have any that are just within reach here. Oh, the duck. The duck tutorial is in the Bring Your Own Brush Club already. I'm going to be working on adding the sea turtle, as well as the heart of an angel. I'm going to be working on that. yeah, so a few good things in there already for people. And we'll be ready. I'm going to be opening it up here probably, let's see, what is the date today? What is the date today? I can't even think of what the date is right now. I don't have it available to me. Anyway, within the next day. So, okay, back to it. Let's see. I'm gonna grab just a tiny bit of my green, dark green. I'm gonna use just a little bit of that dark green in here too. Do a little leaf work. Bring back a little black in there. Maybe a little kiss of white. We're going to go real dark with that. I'm going to start with purple. My dark purple. In there. And bring a little bit of that pink in here. And then we're going to grab that teal. Bring some of that teal in there, but I'm going to bring back that dark purple in the middle again here, where they overlap. Go. Just bring a little kiss of white along that edge. Check that out. Isn't that cool? Hey Marcel, hey Leah. Hi, Abby. Check and see if there's anything new over here. Oh, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna bring. Actually, this leaf and this petal are really very, very similar. So I'm going to bring just a tiny bit more of the teal over on the petal, just so it doesn't look so much like the leaf that I just did. There we go. And I'm going to bring teal over here in this petal. On the outside it's going to be lighter. And I'm going to make it so that it overlaps. Goes out to the edge. There we go. I think I'm gonna bring a tiny kiss of that yellow out there. I'm gonna need to go back in with a little bit of black. Just to shadow over a little bit where they overlap. Like that. All right. All right, I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna let that lay for just a little while. I'm just gonna come down in here and bring some more black. Sometimes you just gotta let things dry just a little bit before you move on. Otherwise you end up messing them up, and you don't mean to, but it happens. So I'm just gonna let that sit for just a little bit. I'm gonna bring my white over here. This is dry over here. I'm going to bring a little bit of white up here. And a little white over here. So that you get to keep that nice crisp white. There we go. I'm actually gonna add just a little white in there too. Maybe just a little bit in the very, very middle of this one. And in the very middle of this one too. There we go. It just all of a sudden just wakes everything up quite a bit. So, hey Deb, welcome. Happy birthday, Debbie Garby, by the way. Let's see. So I'm trying to be a little bit looser here, and man, am I struggling. That I am not used to painting loose and just real. I'm a very tight painter. Lots of detail, lots of kind of letting the paint do its own thing is not really my normal style. Which is kind of fun because it's totally different than what I'm used to doing, and you know, why would I try something so crazy for something live? Well, that's just what I do. I like to experiment and see what happens, and you know, if you guys can come along on the ride with me, better still, because you know, who knows who's going to see this and think, oh, that's really cool, I want to try that and be really, really, really successful. Make $1 million, and then, you know, what the heck, owe it all to me, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Maybe a little. So all right. This is actually pretty fun. Definitely not my norm, so that's even cooler still. And what'll happen is I'll bring in some of this black again, and that shades it all in. And then if I take a clean brush and just kind of blend everything out, lose a little bit, but then I just can go back in and re-add it again if I want to. Take my paper towel and just kind of went off over a little too far, so I can take that paper towel and just wipe off that wet black paint. My paper towel's just a little bit wet, so it works beautifully. Just gonna kind of come back in with my black and separate out a few things here. There we go. Look at that. That is cool. Again, I never know what I'm going to get until I jump in and I get started. And then it kind of takes its own personality on. So you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. I'm gonna let that one dry because I'm gonna go back in with some brighter colors and go in there and really find out some stuff, find some different colors. But I'm gonna kind of come in this next one and I'm gonna start with my bright colors right away, kind of like I did up here, to figure out what I want to do. See, make sure nobody's asking anything. Alright, so I'm just kind of mixing right on my paper, and you can see I get green and I get teal and I get all kinds of colors that kind of end up coming together a little bit, which is totally fine. I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna kind of spread that around there a little bit. And I'm going to bring in some of the purple. And then definitely some of the teal. I'm going to have to grab some more teal here. I'm almost out of it on my palette. There we go. And grab a little bit of this black to kind of shade in the top section to have shadow over the top, but I'm going to have to blend that just a little bit so that it's not so solid. Go in this top part with a little bit of red and carry some of that over. Check and see if anybody has any questions. No, looks like we're good. Okay. Just want to make sure. Let's see. Bring a little of that white inside that flower there. There we go. I'm actually going to carry this one over, so I'm going to bring a little bit of that teal. Almost kind of looks like it's continued over the way I have it drawn, so I'm going to carry some of that over, and I'm going to let that just dry. Just like that. I may leave it just like that. We'll see. We will see. Get some more teal. Let's bring some purple over here. Purple undertone over there. Grab some of our pink that I've been using. I'm not a big super pink fan, but I'm trying it in this one a little bit. And then I'm going to grab some more of this teal here and bring some of that teal in there. And kind of bring it so that it's bright, but and then grab some of that black. Back and grab some of my white and kind of highlight. we go. There we go. I'm going to bring a little bit of that orange back in here just a tiny bit since it's light. I think that I can have that dark, but I'm going to take a tiny bit of teal and a tiny bit of blue, and I'm going to mix up kind of a darker blue violet color and come on here with that. Just get that along that edge just so it's not so bright orange. I'm also going to grab a little bit of white now and do along that edge. I'm trying to stay loose. It is not easy for me to do that. Not easy at all. This one's bothering me here. I don't know what I want to do with that one. I'm going to bring some black into that crevice there. Darken that up. Grab some of this bright green. Let's bring a little bit of bright green in here. And then maybe a little bit of teal. And maybe just a tiny bit of white. I don't want to get rid of that orange there, because I do like that orange. Just quick little kiss of orange. Maybe I'll add some orange in here too. There we go. That's better. What do you guys think? Hi, Judy. Just playing around with some ideas for this weekend. For those of you just joining me, I'm playing with some ideas. I am usually a super tight painter, very detailed. I'm trying out some new stuff, just playing around on some black paper. Can kind of do that on black canvas as well, but since I'm not real solid on exactly how and what, I just decided I'm going to just do it on some paper and do it that way first. Just because. Kind of chose my nice bright color palette and going from there as well. And I'm normally a very, very, very bright color palette. I like colors that pop. So this is definitely in my color palette range. Just a little out of my style range, but we're playing around, sorta. Not super loose, but not super tight either. The blue is really pretty on the black. Yes, thank you, Judy. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. I love, it's the turquoise, apple barrel turquoise. It's my favorite. It's by far my favorite color. That and the lime tree green. Those two together are definitely a favorite. Let's see. I'm almost tempted to do this one in like real realistic colors too, just to do it a couple of different ways, just to see the difference between the two, just for fun, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Do like, I'm just not a soft kind of girl though. Pinks and purples and stuff, but I don't know if I could pull it off. Because it's just not my forte. I love bright colors. See what you wrote, Judy. I can't see from my screen over there. Just to let you know, camera angle not giving a real good clear picture of what you are working on, so you'll know. Just for, well, I'm actually doing it a little bit on purpose, Judy, because this is the project that I'm looking at doing for this weekend, and so I don't really want to give it away, but this is more of a time for people to hop on, and if they have questions about something they're working on, or something that they have a question about supplies or materials or whatever, it's more of like a let's talk. Let's talk. Ooh, red ruby would be pretty. You're right. Red, burgundy, white. That would be really pretty. Just kind of a let's talk kind of time. So I kind of did the angle on purpose because I don't want everybody to see what I'm doing and give it all away for this weekend. So yeah, but Judy is one of the most awesome people that I have met. I'm gonna brag on you, Judy. I'm gonna brag on you just for a little bit. She's been painting and doing some amazing things, and sharing them and asking questions and asking for suggestion, and her work, Tina's work, it's all getting amazing results with what they're doing, and I'm just so proud of them and all the work that they're doing and time putting in, and suggestions that they take. They're so great with taking suggestion and rolling with it, and A plus. Just super proud of them. So I have to, gonna make me cry. No, wait, I'm too tough for that. You probably are. No, Judy is amazing. I'm so proud of her. Super proud of her. Let's see. Trying to decide how I want to take this one, but I think I'm going to let that dry first. And I'm going to come in here with a little bit of teal. And this one's going to be kind of like the one across the way, I think. Let's see. It's a little bit of yellow up on this top one. And then how do I want to go from there? Like I said, if something doesn't quite work out, I'll just let it dry, and then I'll go back and just kind of add, kind of like I did to a few of these over here. I put the color down and it didn't quite do what I wanted it to do right away, so then I just let it dry and go back and then add another color on top, and have it go from there. You may need dark purple. Yeah, I have, well, I've got dark purple on my palette, and I'm kind of using the dark purple in some little spots, but then I'm lighting it up with a little bit of white, so I don't know. Because the dark purple on the black doesn't show up real well. But in some spots it's kind of nice to mix it with some of my other colors. So we'll see. Because then what I do is I go in with a little bit of white and then add that white in there. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying not to be super tight with everything, but yeah, it's just kind of how I am. But I like it when I'll just kind of layer a little bit of color on top, and then boom, it'll just be the right thing at the right place. I'm actually going to bring that dark purple over in here and see what happens. I'm going to let that kind of sit in there for a little bit. And then I'll just bring a little bit of that out there. just kind of see what it does. All an experiment. Everything. See if you look. Isn't that kind of cool? It just kind of blends out. Oh, that's what you needed in my leaves. You're right. You're funny. You are so funny, Judy. I told Judy she needed some dark purple to shade her leaves. That's right. And it worked. Dark purple and green make a great dark green. You're funny. Let's see here. Let's bring tiny bit of little orange in there. I'm going to bring a tiny little bit of orange in here. And I'm going to bring a little bit of that bright pink right over here too. If I mix it with a little bit of orange, I get that peachy color. Start kind of layering colors on top of each other, and where they overlap it'll be darker, and where they don't it won't. I'm going to bring a tiny bit of that green in here. I don't want to mix and blend that too much, otherwise I'm going to get brown. So I'm going to let that be. I'm just going to let it lay. Let it lay. Does it need a ladybug? It might. It might need a ladybug, Judy. It might need a ladybug. Oh. All right. Let's see, I need to go back in with some of that black. And I'm going to kind of bring in a little bit of shadowing here. I'm not even sure how long I've been on. Does it say how long I've been on? Oh gosh, almost an hour and a half already. Time flies when you're having fun. Well, clearly I know I'm not going to get this done this weekend in an hour, will I? Too picky. I guess that would probably have to be a to be continued, maybe. With the last Creatives weekend, I had to do half of my rabbit because I knew it was going to take a good 2 hours to do, so I did half. Because I did it before, I had to do it live just to see how long it was going to take, and that's exactly was about 2 hours, which is good. I mean, I knew that I needed longer, but I could only do half in the creatives weekend, and I did the other half on this page, which was fine. People found it, and people actually did a really nice job doing the painting. There were a few people that attempted the rabbit painting, and they did a beautiful job. It's really weird to see your designs painted somewhere else that somebody else does. It's cool, but it's like, oh gosh, that's mine. I did that. But it's cool. All right, I'm gonna bring that white, just kiss it right in there. Just like that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna bring a little bit of, oh, that's a big glob. You guys see that? I just put a big glob right there. Fix. There we go. So I'll probably do this design since I already have it uploaded in the creatives weekend, but I may change the colors. I may make the color palette just a little easier. I really like your suggestion, Judy, with the red burgundy and then pinks with the lighter colors. Let's see, kind of got a gray there because it was black and white, but now I'm going to add a little teal in it, so it's a tealish gray. There we go. You can see, like I was saying earlier, you can just see how all the colors just pop on that black. I just love that black. I love black, working on black. Just something that's just magical about it. Let's see. Bring a little bit of that light green over here too. kind of like that little bit of, red. I'm going to do that same. I'm going to bring a little bit of that red over here. And I'm going to kind of spread it out around my painting just a little bit in the spots that are dry, actually, because then it'll definitely show up. But I just want little pops here and there. Bring a little tiny bit over here. Because we used red in the middle, so we want to repeat that just a tiny bit, just to kind of unify everything and bring it all together. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. And maybe just a tiny of it up there too. Okay. There we go. That kind of brought things back a little bit. I'm going to go into some of my bright yellow again in here and redefine a little bit of those areas as well. When the paint's dry, you can really just pop those bright colors in there just a little bit. And they'll show up real nicely for you. And lots of times I kind of go around and do adjustments after I'm done, but also sometimes I'll just see something right away and I'll take care of it right away, just because I know exactly what I need to do to take care of it. So, all right, I'm gonna bring a good bit of white over here and on this side. And I'm gonna bring that teal in here. Get that really nice light teal, but then I'm going to give it that pop of yellow, or pop of orange, sorry. And on this side, I'm going to bring back that pop of yellow. And then we'll bring in that teal again. Go. It was beautiful here today. It got into the 70s for a little while, and then a cold front came through. It didn't rain yet, but it's supposed to. Then it got real cold all of a sudden, but I was able to get out for a little bit of a walk this afternoon with my daughter and our dog. Just for a little bit at least. It was really nice. again, for those of you that are part of the Creatives Weekend, and even if you're not, you can go over and join the group here on Facebook. It's called the Creatives Weekend. We have another group artist work Friday, Good Friday, and then Saturday. I'm part of the Saturday group. I will be painting at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can go over there now. We're doing a giveaway with some of our personal work. You know, you just pop in your email in there, and then you are entered to win. And there's beautiful work from all just different artists that were part of the last weekend, so that we did. So I suggest hopping on over there and enter and see if you win something. And sometimes I adjust my adjustments. Yes, you do. And that's part of the process. That's what I do too. All artists do that. You adjust your adjustments. All right. So now I'm just kind of going through and just, while I'm waiting for my other color there to dry, tweaking my black a little bit in a few spots I see necessary. There we go. All right, last couple here, I think. How do I want to go about these? Let's bring some of that yellow back up here again. Paint that yellow in right away first. I'm going with some of that teal and probably some of the purple, I think. You can see I'm using a little bit of my orange, a little bit of my yellow. Going with the teal. Probably add a little bit of that red in there as well. And we haven't thrown any of that pink in for a while, so I'm going to grab just a tiny bit of that as well. I think that's something I'll have to go back in with later on. Grab a little red and put some red in the black right away. And bring a little of that red outside here too. Sometimes the last couple are the hardest for me because I just can't figure out exactly how I want to go about doing them. So if you look, you know, we've repeated pretty much all of the colors. So these couple here, will tend to kind of kick my butt. Just because I'll kind of run into the, I don't know what I want to do with them kind of thing. Man, that right there is kind of ugly. My color's mixed and it's like pink on green and ugh. That happens. Go back and adjust. All right, let's go back with some nice fresh yellow. Cover up that ugly pink and green on top of each other. That really wasn't meant to happen like that, but it did. And the thing when you get green and red together, no matter what tint shade of each of those, no matter what they are, you're going to have brown. You're going to have brown because they're complementary colors, so you're going to have brown. And that's exactly what I got, was a kind of a brown, a shade of brown. But, you know, it's okay. Just go back and fix it. Color happens. Yes, it does. Hi, Gwen. All right, so I think what I have to do here, I'm going to go back in with my black and went a little bit too far with that, so I'm just going to fix that. And let's grab some of that white now and start lightening up a few things here. Bringing things back into view a little bit. All right. All right, this is the time, like, okay, I'm overworking a spot. See that right there in that corner? It's time to let it dry. That's when you know you have to let it dry. You stop what you're doing and just let it dry. because I'm going to do nothing but ruin it and make it brown if I don't stop. So that's what I am doing. I'm just going to stop in that spot, let it dry for a couple minutes, and then I'll come back. You know, it's like some leaves, like that one, just boom, done, perfect. Others, not so much. This one is going to give me a run for my money. I can tell already. I can tell already. So I'm going to try lighting that up a little bit. I'm going to come on over here. I'm going to throw some white down on here just to see if I can bring some of the yellow back. That's ugly in there, so I know I need to do something with that. Let's see. Let's bring... teal in there. Grab a little of that purple. I just need to take a look at some different color variations in there, I think. See that I need to bring this white back in here a little bit. There we go. That's better. Okay, focus back. There we go. Now I can come back in. Some of this black. Separate out these two petals. Like that. And I'm gonna bring a little of that a little red in here. Yellow back in. There we go. Okay, so I had some really bright whites up here. I'm going to bring those down into here now. And I was just kind of playing with adding some shading and direction with almost like just lining some spots. Just lightening some things up a little bit. Just bringing some of this back in there like that, and just adding those light little kind of white spots tends to kind of brighten everything up all around the whole thing. And that's where we're kind of adding a little bit of movement and texture a little bit. All those good art elements and principles of design coming all back into it. So give this just a little wash of black in here. And kind of add a little bit of a shade in there. There we go. I lost a little bit of my red, so I'm going to go back in and add that. There, a little white over here. There we go. I'm going to add a little more white over here. Like that. And you can just start to see that just come alive really, really, really nicely. Love it. Love, love, love. What do you guys think? So vibrant. Thank you. Yes, I agree. Very vibrant. I like it a lot. I do not want to overwork it though. I am guilty of that many a times. So now I'm just going around, a little bit of black on my brush. Just kind of going back and adding some definition to some things. Like I said, this is not kind of my normal style. I do like blending. I do like adding a little bit of outline just to kind of define some things, but not like a perfect outline. But I do like to give some areas just a little bit of definition in things. I also like to go back in and add a little kiss of color here and there every once in a while where it needs a little brightening up. With color. And you can really start to see that as you kind of look around your piece. When you get really, really good at noticing things with color, all of a sudden you'll realize like, oh yeah, I need to go back in and add a little bit of this or a little bit of that. and that comes with time. So if you're not there yet, don't worry. You will get there. A little bit of time and experience. Like here, I can see I need just a little smooch of yellow in there. I'm going to bring that tiny little smooch of yellow over here. Maybe even tiny little bit of that purple over there. And then it mixes in with that yellow and I get a little bit of a gray, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. There we go. And let that dry and I'll kiss it with just a little more teal in a minute. Lighten up there in the middle, just a hair. Take a little white, just water it down just a tiny bit. And take a nice wet clean brush and just kind of spread it around just a little bit, just to tone some of that really dark stuff down a little bit. Sometimes it just gets a little bit too dark on the inside, so I gotta bring that light back in there, but not too much because you don't want to lose the shadow of the petal. Do just want to bring that little bit of light back in there. Said some of these petals kind of kicked my butt just a little bit. I rarely, hardly ever give up on a painting. It'll come. You just have to play with it a little bit. You can't let the paint beat you. And the best part of it is if you don't like something, you paint over the top of it. You just paint over it. Just like this one, I'm gonna redo this one a little bit here. This one was one of them that kind of kicked my butt. I'm going to add some white to it. Lighten it up a little bit. Try to decide where I want to start. We'll eventually get it. It just takes a little bit of time. A little bit of figuring out of where you have to go. There we go. Take and dry it quick. That's where the bubbles went. Hated them. Now they're gone. Yeah, I know. Yeah, bubbles, glass, water, it's all really, really, really hard. Those are all really, really hard. Hi, Miguel. I don't know, guys. I am almost thinking that I am close to being done. I am close to being done with this one. Actually think maybe I just need a black line. And a little shadowing separating some of the This would maybe be a pretty pattern too in like black, just doing it black and white. Gray with black and whites. That might be pretty too. So many ideas for one design. All right, I'm just gonna clean up along the edge of the black here, around the center. Just kind of there we go. Take a look at that. Any which way. I could have it any way. And all. However I want to do it. It all looks good. That's the part I love about blowing up pictures. You can have it any kind of direction you want. And I guess the person that has the artwork, they're the ones that gets to choose the direction it would go. But I love that. I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to call it done. And let it go. There you go, guys. Now, will I do this one on Sunday? I'm not sure it will be these colors. I will do this design, but I may do a simpler color palette. This was pretty tough. Not that I couldn't do it, and not that you couldn't do it, because you could do it too. But I think because it's only an hour lesson time in the Creatives Weekend, if you haven't joined that, by the way, go over. I may change the color palette to something simpler. But for those of you that are joining me in the Bring Your Own Brush Club, watch for that, what's coming with that, because there's going to be some really fun stuff in there, and this might be one of the tutorials that we do. So opening up, so keep an eye out on this page for the Bring Your Own Brush Club and Creatives Weekend coming up this week. Come join us. Another great weekend with artists who are super talented and willing to share their talent with you. So, whew, we are going on 2 hours. This was a long one. I'm really, really, really happy though that a lot of you joined me and popped in and said hello. And yeah, share this with anybody you know that would be interested in learning how to paint. This would be a lot of fun. So, take care of yourselves. Have a great, great, great night. And I will see you all very, very soon.